Ciao from Italy, you morons. That's the postcard both Alec Baldwin and Sharon Stone sent to Americans this week. At a Torino Film Festival panel, Stone, clearly upset over Trump's decisive win earlier this month, called Americans uneducated. In a rant, Stone tried to tell her fancy international friends that she's not one of the dum-dums. "My country is in the midst of adolescence. Adolescence is very arrogant," she said. "Adolescence thinks it knows everything. So, it seems, does Stone. Once Hollywood's leg-crossing femme fatale, she only notches headlines these days for her political tantrums. We haven't seen this before in our country," she said, referring to Italy's history of fascism. So Americans who don't travel, who 80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated, are in their extraordinary naivete. The State Department says 48% of Americans have passports, but who are they to argue with the almighty Basic Instinct actress, ripping a page from the winning White Dudes for Harris script? Stone warned, "Good men must help good men. And those men must be very aware that a lot of your friends are not good men." Enter who is surely her idea of a good man, Alec Baldwin, who, together with Stone, served as America's ambassadors of asininity to the film festival. The hothead, who once called his own daughter a thoughtless little pig, took the baton from Stone to continue the withering assessment of their countrymen and women. Americans are very uninformed about reality, what's really going on, with climate change, Ukraine, Israel, you name it, all the biggest topics in the world. Americans have an appetite for a little bit of information, Baldwin lectured. Surely though, he's speaking about the situation within his own household, where people are uninformed about topics aplenty. For one, what it means to be from Spain. Remember, his wife, Hillary Thomas from Massachusetts, changed her name to Ilaria and declared herself Spanish when, in reality, she's as stodgy old New England as a plate of broiled scrod. Yet still, Baldwin and his peers believe they will be the ones to enlighten us, to save civilization from the marauding Magites running roughshod over our union. And they will do it with film. Just like Kamala Harris was elected with concerts, now is probably one of the most important times in our history for us to make films that will teach people about what reality is around the world, Baldwin said without humility. His and Stone's heads are so stuck up their own culos, they don't even realize that the fumes they are breathing stink like you know what to the rest of us. Not unlike Eva Longoria, who expressed pity for us slobs stuck in this dystopian country, it seems these two laid off their inner editors and are now just saying exactly what they think of the American public. The same folks who bought tickets for their movies and helped make them wealthy and famous. Baldwin and Stone think most of us have the intelligence of a wad of gum stuck to the soles of their shoes. To them, we're all unwashed and unloved rubes without travel documents. But the real truth is that the chasm between how elites, or people who fancy themselves elites, and regular old folks think has never been more vast. Stone still thinks relatable means wearing a Gap shirt to the Oscars. These coddled celebrities are living in such a different dimension. Hall and Oates Out of Touch should play every time they walk into a room. May I suggest to this haughty pair that they drop their passports and their snooty, condescending attitudes and take a road trip across the US? Speak to real Americans who are not on their payroll. They'd be surprised to learn just how wrong they are about people